Excellent. I'd like to start by introducing myself. Actually, my name is Abby, and I am with the Qasberry team. And of course, I've also got some of my colleagues from the Qasberry team on the call as well. And I also welcome the interested guests that want to know more about our thoughts and views on the use of artificial intelligence in the oil and gas space. We'd like to call on the presenter, Mr. Taha Irfan, who's going to take us through, again, artificial intelligence in oil and gas from data acquisition to model training. So over to you, Talha. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the introduction. So I hope I am audible.
Yes, you are. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. So I have tried to keep this presentation as objective and to the point as possible. So let's begin. There is no really doubt about the importance of the oil and gas. Some other applications of computer science, oil and gas is really a huge industry, but in terms of applications of computer science and particularly AI, oil and gas is still, I would say, underutilizing the powers of AI. So there can be a number of applications where we can apply AI, whether it is exploration of these oil and gas resources, production forecasting, equipments, even in sales, there are a number of facets where we can use this AI. So we are just focusing on we are basically primarily focusing on the data here. Okay, so here is the brief overview of this oil and gas value chain. Upstream, we have exploration and all the drilling operations. Then midstream, there is once it's drilled, it's transported, stored, and all those things. And similarly, downstream, it's just refining and distribution at the end. So there is a lot of data which is produced for all those upstream, whether it is upstream, midstream, downstream. And whenever there is data, we can always have some patterns. We can use that data in a number of ways. So there are a number of types of data, as I mentioned before. For example, we have seismic data. For example, if you are, if the geological engineers, when they are trying to search for, look for these natural resources, be it oil, gas, or some other things. So there can be some seismic data. Yes.
I think your tone is a bit low, so maybe if you can increase it a bit. So there's a bit of a struggle to hear you properly.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
Okay. So yeah, we have some seismic data, which is based on the sensors which are used by the geological engineers in order to just look for mine for these oil and gas resources. Similarly, we can have some, like, again, these are some detailed things which geological people know far better than me, but this is the point here is that we have a lot of data there and it can be utilized. Similarly, we can have production data, similar having some different physical measures like flow rates, pressure, equipment status, and some other things. Similarly, we can have drilling parameters and those geological reports. Point here is that we have a lot of data produced throughout this pipeline of whether it is upstream, midstream, or downstream. We have a lot of data which is produced, be it explicitly or implicitly, but that data is being produced and it can be harnessed So now I would quickly jump to the most anticipated and uh, interesting aspect of AI, the generative AI. Generative AI, basically, we can divide generative AI into uh, um, two or three types. Like it can be used for generating text, then it can be used for generating the image data, video data, or similarly audio data. Uh, while the application of generative AI in the perspective of oil and gas can be limited for this video and audio things unless someone is in marketing and all those things, or someone would like to simulate or emulate those things, then they are really useful there. But when we talk about the text data, generative AI would be really, really useful. Like we have a lot of. Uh, is there any question from someone? Since I'm presenting it in the full screen, so I'm unable to check if someone has a question or not. But if there is, please let me know. Okay. So in generative AI, we have a lot of types, but the most useful application of this oil and gas data, so far I have checked, is would be in the text data. We can go through all those reports and all those things and use them in a meaningful way in order to generate some reports and much more than that. In fact, I would give you a little demo of that as well. So where to find oil and gas data? That's a really important question here. Like apparently, it seems, and it is a reality that there is a lot of data which is being generated during this all this oil and gas throughout the pipeline of that. But uh, finding this oil and gas data is not that easy. Like we have some repositories like on Hugging Face, OpenAI. Um, we have some government data portals, like even we have some third party data providers. But one thing which I have observed throughout while working on that is that most of the oil and gas companies are reluctant to share their data. They are reluctant to share their data. So it means that we may have to go for some alternative resources, some alternative procedures. For example, we can go for web scraping. We can use web scraping in order to fetch that data. So no matter how do you fetch that data, whether it is the provided data sets, you have scrapped those websites and whatever, some rules would remain same throughout. Like we have to standardize the formats. If there is one file in a CSV format and another in Excel format, then we need to make sure that uh, we reduce the mismatch and bring both of them under the same format. Similarly, if there are missing values, and their missing values are everywhere, no matter which type of data would you go for, you would encounter a lot of them. So it's really useful that you should handle those missing values. You can normalize the scales. Similarly, you can label time series and all those things. So bottom line, takeaway thing here is that no matter which sort of data you have to apply some pre-processing and normalize that data before going to the next step, whether it is training or fine tuning. So once we have our data ready, we can use it to train the AI models in a number of ways. Like we can similarly we can use a number of AI models as well. For example, we can use simple SVMs for classification task. We can use LSTM for time series or any series sort of data. for example, seismic data. And similarly, we can go for modern AI models as well. Now, I would like to give some more time into talking about them. Uh, if I would go like to, in fact, if I would like to use some draw here, unsure whether it would allow me, but I would like to annotate it here. Okay, so if I would be, okay, perfect. So if I would draw the circle in order to represent the whole AI thing, so there would be some subsets, like this is our normal machine learning models, which can be simple models, LSTM, the CN trees, blah, blah, blah. Then we can have, don't know whether it is, pardon my just word drawing, but here we have deep learning. So in AI, we have